Yeah, I gotta ask you this while we on this, man. So, is hip hop uh foundational Black American culture, or was it imported from the Caribbean?
No way, shape, or form was hip hop imported from the Caribbean, and they need to stop this. I did a piece. I'm gonna release it. I did a piece for the members. I'm gonna release it because even in Cool Herc, let's start there. Cool Herc said I had to wear a sheepskin and British Walkers. You know what I'm saying? Because I was getting laughed at. So the way we dress is a part of the culture. He also had the when it came to the jams, let's keep it clear, he wasn't playing reggae music because nobody would show up. He had to play James Brown. He had to play James Ingram. He had to play these records that were foundational records. You know what I mean? So even in understanding that, we didn't adjust to his culture. He adjusted and acquiesced to our culture. And he had some principles of the sound system. So I give him that. You know, some people say we had sound systems for years, but some people say that's a reggae toast thing. That's fine. But everything he did was foundational Black American culture. He played breakbeats. He had the merry-go-round. I remember. And he wasn't that good at the shit. But his system was so Herculean, so we get the name from, that it reverberated throughout blocks and blocks and blocks. But to get the people there, and he also b-boying is not Jamaican. Show me some Jamaicans who b-boy. That's in the foundational Black Americans. And he hated b-boys at first. He called them boyoinks because they would bounce down and pop up. But his largest crowd came when he started playing break beats. You know what I mean? And those break beats were American goddamn break beats. I know what reggae music sound like. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate reggae music, but the foundational principles of hip hop came from that. And then we got the Golden Gate Quartet. We got Pigmeat Martin. All of them dudes have been rapping for years before 1973. And 1973, we give Herc the credit, but ask him about Smokey. Smokey and the Smokatrons were foundational Black Americans who was doing hip hop before Herc was, and nobody wants to talk about that. As a matter of fact, Grandmaster Flash used to carry records for Smokey in them. And guess what he was doing when he was carrying the records? He was watching Smokey and them rock with two fucking turntables, put cardboard under the record so the thing would spin back in a timely. Smokey and the Smokatrons was from another side of the Bronx. Nobody talks about them, but if you mention his name in the elite circle, they start shivering because they know who he is. So a lot of people got written out of history. And even Herc would say Smokey was his biggest competition. So they battled once or twice. Nobody could really mess with Herc's sound system. Let's just keep it clear. His sound system was so massive that he could drown people out. He drowned out Africa Bambaataa. You know what I mean? When they was going back and forth. And Africa Bambaataa is Jamaican or of Jamaican descent too. So we recognize the contributions of people, but you didn't come here playing Jamaican music. That to me would be that you created some. You came here playing American music. You came here trying to fit in. Now, I'm not going to get on my soapbox with this. Last thing I'm going to make is this. There were sections of communities like Flatbush and White Plains in the Bronx that were Jamaican. And you could stay within your culture, you know what I'm saying, and do you within that 6 to 8 block radius. If you came out of them 8 blocks and you wanted to participate in what we was doing, tell me graffiti is Jamaican. All of these are components of hip hop. See, we can't think of hip hop as just rapping. That's one component. All the components, b-boying, graffiti, all of this stuff is foundational Black American culture that a few Jamaicans who wanted to be down with us, even Flash, who's Jamaican. So we're not going to knock his ability to, with the crossfader, and those are contributions, but we've been doing this for a very, very long time. So I want to be clear with that. I don't want to sound divisive, but let's call it for what it is. If Herc himself says, I had to dress a certain way to fit in with the people that I was around, I had to play certain records to make sure that the people came, then the first thing I'm gonna ask you, how did you have to dress? Oh, you had to put on a sheepskin, a kango. You had to wear gazelles, British Walkers, Playboys, overlaps, AJs. So you had to get Americanized. Okay. And what records were you playing again? Oh, James Brown was the main record she was playing. I forget a few of the other ones. But James Brown brought the house down. Is James Brown Jamaican? Oh no, he's not. So that's an American man too. So these became the principles by which hip hop began to build and grow. So we understand that, and we appreciate everybody's contributions. A lot of Spanish guys were in the b-boy sector. Some white boys were graffiti writers. You know what I'm saying? And we accepted you based on the down by law principle. If you didn't violate any laws and you could show and prove you was nice, we let you rock. But the foundation of that shit came out of the mind, spirit, and culture of Black people.